Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. The date is Tuesday, December 4th, 2018. The time is approximately 7:38 p.m. We're ready for November 2018 of Llewellyn's 2018 Tarot Calendar. I'm very excited about this. So, we're going to talk about the Moon card. And here is the Moon card from the Celtic Tarot. I love that there's this beautiful wolf, this gorgeous wolf, this beautiful dog spinning the moon. And yes, I'm going to cast the cards for the Finding the Truth spread. So first, let me read what the Barbara Moore wrote about the Moon card. Little Red Riding Hood is an apt illustration for this card. The moon creates an environment that makes it difficult to determine truth from fantasies, fears, or lies. Moonlight hides and distorts as much as it reveals. You know, it's funny, one of the very first traditional meanings that I learned about different tarot cards was the Moon card. Beware of deception and betrayal. And not surprisingly, it is a card of illusion. Think about it. The astrological association with the Moon card is Pisces. Pisces is ruled by the planet Neptune, which is the planet of spirituality, but it's also the planet of illusion and fantasy. However, the Moon card's presence is an indication of listening, or rather the need to see, as in clairvoyantly see, and listen, as in clairaudiently listen, very carefully. And it just so happens that my awesome audiovisual person is shuffling cards. So I want to see which card just fell out of the deck. It's the Hierophant card. Yes, my awesome audiovisual person has a strong affinity with the Wild Unknown Tarot. I wish I did. I wish I did. That's very telling. Spinning the Moon. I'm looking forward to reading this. Because of our desire to honor the mystical feminine, the Moon card is interpreted similarly to the High Priestess. Psychic connection, inspiring dreams, and otherworldly knowledge. Tarot evolves to reflect our culture's changing beliefs. However, be careful with this card. Sometimes things are not what they seem, and we benefit from knowing that. You know, I find that there are certain cards, and yes, specifically certain major arcana cards that really do easily, or rather can be easily interpreted as psychic ability, psychic development, magical arts. The High Priestess card, the Hierophant card, the Moon card, the Sun card, the Star card. These are all cards that really do have a lot to do with psychic ability, with magic, with the divine. I always find that when I conduct a reading to a fellow witch, seeing the Moon card for me is an automatic work with lunar goddesses or lunar deities in general, as opposed to the Sun card, work with solar deities. But yes, there are a lot of similarities, psychically speaking, in interpretation between the Moon card and the High Priestess card. So I totally get where Barbara Moore is coming with this perspective. Now, Finding the Truth spread. Now, it's funny because the tarot deck, the card that's depicted in the calendar is from the Celtic Tarot. I do not have this tarot deck. I have a tarot deck that's called the Celtic Tarot, but it was created by Julian de Burgh, and it was not published by Llewellyn. But I have that packed away someplace, and taking it out would take too much time. So I'm actually using a tarot deck that has a Celtic design on the back. Some of you already know what it is, but you know. So here's the Finding the Truth spread. It is an 8-card spread, and I'm going to read the blurb that accompanies it. The first 4 cards represent what you believe about a situation. Feel free to modify those positions to more accurately represent your specific situation. This is not unlike the Manage Your Resources spread from September 2018. So it can be used the same way, and that is also an 8-card spread. Go through your deck face up and select the cards that most closely depict what you believe to be true about each area. Shuffle the rest of the deck and deal cards 5 through 8 from the top. These represent what is actually the truth. Compare them to your perceived reality and note the differences. Now, here is what and this is actually going to be a very personal spread, but as I've said on numerous occasions, even when I'm casting the cards for myself in my YouTube videos, there is always the possibility that there is something that I shall reveal, or that shall be revealed from the cards, that will resonate with you. So, thank you, my beloved High Priestess. So I'm going to go through the cards, and I already know what I'm going to be discussing, what I'm going to be asking about. So one thing, and the Moon card is directly underneath the High Priestess card, which is no coincidence. So one thing that I don't usually discuss with regards to my life is the fact that I have congestive heart failure, or rather that I've been diagnosed as having congestive heart failure. And one of the reasons why I don't discuss that publicly, openly, constantly, is because in my life I've met people who shared with others that they have a chronic condition, and they were treated differently. And the fact of the matter is that I've always been treated differently, and I really would rather not have yet another instance, yet another opportunity for other people to treat me differently. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. So I'm going through my copy of the Robin Wood Tarot by Robin Wood, and selecting the cards that represent the first 4. And then I will shuffle the deck. And then cast 4 more cards. Okay, and then of course, once the reading takes place, my awesome audiovisual person, oh, he's already done that, never mind. So I am now shuffling the deck. cutting the deck into 3 piles. That's card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, card number 5, card number 6, card number 7, card number 8, and this is the bottommost card from the deck, which is the final message card. Okay, now I'm going to put the deck to the side, over here. Stay there. Okay. Have a sip of water. Okay, so in this spread as it's depicted in this calendar, this card number 1 represents myself. This card number 2 represents others. This card number 3 represents the situation. And this card number 4 represents the outcome. Obviously, this is my perceived outcome. This is my desired outcome. Okay. I'm going to read the blurb again. The first 4 cards represent what you believe about a situation. Feel free to modify those positions to more accurately represent your specific situation. Go through your deck face up and select the cards that most closely depict what you believe to be true about each area. Shuffle the rest of the deck and deal cards 5 through 8 from the top. These represent what is actually the truth. Compare them to your perceived reality and note the differences. So with that being said, I call upon Isis Fortuna, goddess of the sacred tarot, and I call upon all other goddesses, gods, ascended masters, angels, spirits, sacred fae, spirit guides, guardian angels, psychic guides, and all other celestial beings that bring me clarity, illumination, knowledge, and wisdom. I, Robert Alvarez, Zachariah, the Night Falcon, sacred son of Osset and Pan, do hereby declare to all those who hear the sound of my voice, to all those who see me, to all those who cannot hear me, to all those who wish not to hear me, to all those who do not see me, to all those who do not wish to see me, I declare here and now that I am open and receptive to the complete, unabridged, nothing but the truth. The hardcore, down and dirty, nitty-gritty, ultimate reality, no matter what truth of this situation, of this matter, of this challenge, of this thing. I am completely open and receptive to knowing exactly what is and not what is not. And I am willing to face the reality of the hardcore truth, no matter how I feel about it, no matter how it shall make me feel. I say this, I declare this in the names of all those celestial beings that I love and adore, that love and adore me, that are sacred to me, that are beloved to me, that have me as beloved to them. I am open and receptive to this completely unabridged, realistic, hardcore truth, no matter what. And so must it be. Okay. And here we go. This is myself. This is the 3 of Swords. This represents my physical heart. This represents the challenges that I have had with my physical heart since being diagnosed with congestive heart failure. Through different medications, through different medical procedures, through having a cardiac catheterization, through having an AICD implanted in my chest. And this also represents what I know to be true, that I shall always have to take medication, that I shall always have a problem with my physical heart, that I shall always need to have surgery, that I shall always have this challenge, that everything that I believe to be true, that I have been told to be true, is always going to be true. And now, this is the card that represents the truth of the matter. It's the Five of Swords. So, part of me wants to say that some of what I believe to be true is true, and some of what I believe to be true is completely untrue. And that one of the challenges that I'm going to face for as long as I draw breath with regards to my congestive heart failure, with regards to my chronic physical heart condition, is indecision, is vacillating back and forth, is having situations arise that are within my control that I do not capitalize on. And because this is the card of indecision, perhaps there are some decisions that I need to make that I've been reluctant to make. For the record, I have been told by more than one doctor on more than one occasion to go on a transplant list. I have a lot of problems with that. I truly believe the goddess does not make mistakes. I truly believe that if I was meant to have somebody else's physical heart, I would already have somebody else's physical heart. And I am well aware of the fact that the demand far exceeds the supply. And for all I know, I could be on a waiting list for months, for years, for even a decade or longer. And I don't know if I really want to go through that. In fact, for the most part, I don't want to go through that. And I know that to be true. This card is number 2. It represents others. I know I have a lot of love and a lot of support. I have a lot of people that are more than happy to ongoingly send me healing energies, pray for me, light candles for me. This has been happening since I had what I call my divinely orchestrated stroke, which was in August of 2012, which was exactly 1 year before I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. So I know that there is so much support that I have. There is so much love and devotion that I have. And that there are people that want to do more for me, that want to give me more, that want to do more for me, that want to help me as much as they can, if not then some, if not more so. And the real truth about that is that yes, it is. The Justice card is an interesting thing, because the Justice card is a symbolic representation of Archangel Michael. And I cannot deny that when it comes to the healing and the maintenance of my physical heart, I call upon him the least. And it's interesting because he is the divine protector of the archangels. And how about I call upon Mayet, ancient Egyptian goddess of truth and justice and cosmic order, the one whose hearts are weighed against her feather. Perhaps she can assist me in making my heart function better and making it lighter, physically lighter and emotionally lighter. That was an interesting insight. That was a big surprise. Okay. The situation, card number 3. Medication. Do I need all my medications? Do I have to take all my medications? Can I take less medications? Can I function without my medication for the rest of my life? Do I have to take my medication for the rest of my life? And if I need to take my medication for the rest of my life, am I going to have a problem obtaining my medication? Am I going to have a problem paying for my medication? Am I going to have a problem having everything that I need, whether it's money, whether it's resources, whether it's additional resources, to have the medication and the medical care that I need all the time, no matter what? So for me, this is a card that represents medication, and intuitively, and of course, for the record, traditionally, pentacles do relate to physical health matters. So when I would see this card, I would think of changes in medication. I would think, well, perhaps the client or somebody in the client's life is going to have a change in medication. So this card number 3, represents everything that I know to be true about the medication that I take, about needing to take my medication, about obtaining my medication, about always having my medication. And this is the card that reveals the truth, the real truth about that. Ace of Pentacles. So for me, this card is indicating that yes, I will always have the medication that I need. Even if it doesn't seem that way, I will always have the medication that I need. I will always have the financial resources that I need to have my medication, to have good medical care, to be provided for in that regard. And this is a timing card for me. So this card represents traditionally the date of the winter solstice. And I believe that this year it is on either Friday, December 21st, or Saturday, December 22nd. So I can expect to have everything else that I need with regards to additional medication, with regards to ongoing medication, with regards to ongoing medical care by no later than, and I'm going to say, just to make it easier, Saturday, December 22nd, 2018. Now, the outcome. The outcome is the card that for me has always represented triumph and victory over any and all obstacles, especially through one's own power. So, through all my efforts, through all my energy, through all my strong-mindedness, through all my laser focus, through all my making sure that I do everything I need to do, making sure that I need to make the phone calls that I need to make, send the emails I need to send, fill out the forms I need to fill out, and make sure that I am always on top of every piece of documentation, and that I remain as strong-minded and as mindful and as focused as possible, I am going to achieve the outcome that I desire. I am going to achieve the triumph and the victory that I so richly desire and need and deserve. And this card is going to reveal the real truth. And it is the Knight of Pentacles. And it's telling me that that victory is not only in progress, it is practically assured. And this card is telling me that I can expect to receive news that confirms that. Knights are messengers, and knights represent messages. So I am going to receive the news that I need to receive. I may not receive it right the hell now, but I will receive it. And it's so funny because my healthcare plan happens to be United Healthcare. And earlier today, I received a piece of mail that was addressed to my late maternal grandmother. And it was from United Healthcare. So this is the second time this has happened. So I know that it's my late maternal grandmother telling me, I know you're worrying, but it's all going to be good. It's all going to turn out the way it needs to turn out for you. I have not forgotten about you. I am looking out for you, and I am helping you. Even though it doesn't look like I'm helping you, I'm really helping you. So, and I received it today, by the way. So that's no coincidence either. And now the final message card. Eight of Wands. It's so funny that this card comes out because it's only in this tarot deck that the intuitive interpretation of obstacles and barriers isn't as strong. In other words, when I use a tarot deck, virtually every tarot deck that I use, I look at the Eight of Wands, and intuitively that is the card of obstacles and barriers. But if you notice, here we have at the very top of the card the planet Jupiter, the great benefactor of the zodiac, the planet that gives and gives and gives, the planet of prosperity and mysticism and expansion. So for me, it tells me that ultimately every obstacle and every challenge and every barrier is going to be overcome. It is going to be made right. It's going to be rectified. It's going to be eliminated. And I'm going to have everything that I need and more. And I simply need to do everything that I need to do, and everything that I know to do, and everything that I know that works for me, so that I can make that happen. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have the Finding the Truth spread. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to turn around a little bit, face the camera, and I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person face me and have the camera on me. Thank you very much. So I hope and pray that all of you received a lot of great insights and clarity and illumination from this casting of the cards. I'm actually glad it wasn't as long as I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be a really long video. But looking at the timer, it's shorter than I thought it would be. That makes me happy. That makes my awesome audiovisual person happier. But in the meantime, if you do this spread, let me know what your insights were for you, if you feel like sharing something. And I'm going to officially put this out there. If you have not yet purchased your copy of Llewellyn's 2019 Tarot Calendar, please, please, please do so. I want them to continue publishing this tarot-themed annual. Llewellyn's 2018 Tarot Calendar was the first time in more than a decade, more than a 10-year period, that Llewellyn Publications published a tarot-themed annual. Needless to say, given how much I love the tarot, given how much I adore the tarot, given how much I am in lust with the tarot, I want them to continue doing that. I have a vested interest in them doing that. And I absolutely want you to keep purchasing this tarot-themed calendar, because the only way that Llewellyn is going to keep publishing this tarot-themed annual, this tarot-themed wall calendar, is if people buy it. If people buy it, they're going to keep publishing it. If people stop buying it, they're going to stop publishing it. So it is up to us, those of us who love the tarot, those of us who are tarot enthusiasts, those of us who are in lust with the tarot, those of us who collect tarot books, tarot decks, those of us who want to deepen our connection with our preferred tarot decks. It is imperative that we keep buying this calendar. One person buying this calendar is not going to make a difference. As I would say, it ain't going to do shit for nobody. So you need to buy this calendar. I'm saying it just like that, because if you buy this calendar, I have, well, how many subscribers right now? I have 320 subscribers last time I checked. If every single person And I'm gonna do it like this. If every single YouTube channel content creator who has a tarot themed YouTube channel, who does reviews or walkthroughs of tarot decks, who has other Llewellyn publications, if just all of you buy this tarot calendar, buy Llewellyn's 2019 tarot calendar, which has been available to buy since this past July, by the way, make no mistake, that would send a very clear and powerful message to Llewellyn worldwide, and then they'd be like, oh, well, we got to keep publishing this, right? Right. So never mind if at least, let's say 30% of your subscribers, if they buy the calendar, that will send an even bigger, clearer, and much more powerful message. So I'm very passionate about this calendar. I want to keep seeing it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I want to buy another one. I have one on the wall that's going to be used for the year, but I want to have another one that I use for this, because this is the one that gets dirty and gets ripped because I don't have it on the wall. That one's going to be pristine, but I want to have one that I use, you know, for these videos. And some of you have given me some beautiful compliments about these videos. So if they stop publishing this, then I can't make these videos. So those of you who want to see Llewellyn Publications keep publishing this, please buy this calendar. When I upload this video, I'm going to recheck to see if it's still on sale. But the last time I checked, it was still on sale. And you save a little bit of money, but you save a little bit of money. So, okay. So yes, so please buy this calendar. Now, let me catch my breath. That was very impassioned, I know. Very intense, I know. But you know why? And I promise you, before the end of the year, no matter how crappy they look, I will show you the previous tower-themed annual they had. A decade ago, literally a decade ago, is when they stopped. So the fact that that Llewellyn Publications has a tarot-themed annual again makes me supremely, profoundly happy. But I digress. If you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan, please do so. And absolutely make sure that you click or tap the bell icon, and please periodically recheck the bell icon to make sure that it remains clicked or tapped. Because sometimes YouTube will deselect something. They will deselect your notification bell. I know this from personal experience. So if you haven't seen one of my videos in 6 months, and you haven't received a notification in 6 months, make no mistake, either you didn't initially click or tap the bell, or YouTube decided to step in and deselect it, or de-click it, or de-tap it. And if you have not already scheduled your sacred session with yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, I highly recommend you do so as soon as possible. Please make sure that you do it sooner than later. I still have some availability left for December 2018. I have a lot less availability for January 2019. And once I return to Notions and Potions this weekend, I will be scheduling February through May of 2019. It's only going to get booked up faster from there. So please schedule sooner than later, or rather much sooner than later. And with that, YouTube, as always, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. I wish all of you many blessings of peace, health, and plenty. And by all means, Trust the divine to provide you with everything you need, the time, the money, the resources, the availability, anything that you need to avail yourselves of my psychic services. Because if you're being divinely guided to do it, that's not a coincidence. If you know to the marrow of your bones you would only receive divine blessings from using my psychic services, then you know. And if you know, you know. Right? Right. And good night.